time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm at the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut, rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it is back to the rhymes. I figured out that my 30 seconds, what I'm seeing is different than the 30 seconds on the playback. So when I watched the video, it was as if I went to 35 seconds to do my intro. But when I do it, and last week I got messed up somehow, thumbnail confusion somehow. Thumbnail this week took a lot of retakes. That's what I came up with. I was getting a little frustrated. I was trying to show Silver Platters. Thank you to them for having my CD on display. You can go to Silver Platters and you'll see it there in the hip hop section under M. Anyway, so that's Soto at least, and I think up in Linwood I've seen that too. I was struggling to get a good picture. That was a struggle, but I went ahead and put that out there. Last week, I didn't know it was streaming, and I got halfway, 15 seconds into it before I started my intro, so that was interesting. This is what I was trying to show. I don't know. How can I show this? Trying to show that. That's the CD section, and you can see the barcodes and all the CDs next to it. And I actually kind of like this. You can see MOP, Mash Out Posse, one of their CDs next to it. Anyway, all right. So I'm downstairs. I guess my wife is too, but I got going a little late, so she's maybe done with upstairs. But I'm down here. I'll do it just like this. School Us album sales. Went and visited the lawnmower shop. They still got this on display. Thank you to them. No sales were made. Talked to someone today. Doesn't have a CD player and he doesn't like hip hop. So I'm profiling, I'm really not offering the CD unless they tell me I have a CD player. So nothing happened. I did talk to Theon today, and I'm thankful for that. So we have a plan, and that is we're targeting June. I mentioned 4th of July. Now, for her, she might do something every year on 4th of July. I don't know. But for me, I know I'm off work. So somewhere between, let's say, June when school gets out for the youngsters, including my daughter, up through 4th of July, we want to have this CD release party to promote this and also to promote that. So that's the plan. And that's the update. It was a long time coming just to get that, but I feel better about that. I saw Yumi today. We didn't talk specifically about this. It just, I don't know. I can't tell you how much can get done in 1 hour at church, because there's the people who you've been doing life with, as I've heard the phrase over the years, and working together, helping each other, inspiring each other. So they're all there, right there. And so I just didn't talk to her son, but I think the plan is sometime when my daughter, we got to get through taxes, and my daughter will see her for a voice lesson. And I think as that's happening, we'll be fully running again. So I'm thankful that things are happening in that regard. So YouTube channel, I talked to Leon today too. And so next Tuesday, we're going to record the final session, and I will start promoting that, because that works out good. I want to promote his, and we'll actually meet with Theon most likely that same day to talk about his, how he got dissed, basically. I don't know how these things happen, but as far as Dion has a HR background, so we're thankful that she could speak to his situation. And who knows if he needs a lawyer or what have you. But there are rules, and big companies, I think, know the rules. And Leon and myself, we don't really know the rules, but who knows? Anyway, he's got time to study the Bible, we'll say. So, but he's going to give his final segment, and then I'll package those together and start promoting them one a day is the plan, which will be a bit of a challenge as I get, the way it works is there's a natural market and then you got to stretch typically. And so it would likely be a stretch after X amount of times that's shared. And I kind of pair that with nothing to say about rules and engagement, but Bellevue Ballers. As I'm getting my name out there for that, I can talk about my YouTube and whatever else. So I like to at least have people who I'm around, at least make them aware of my business project, the future funding mechanism for everything. All right. Merch. I went to, was that last week or this week? Uh-oh. Maybe that was last week, huh? Did I talk about that last week? Uh-oh. Well, let me just say it again in case I don't know when that was. It was either Friday last, I think it was Friday last week, so the week before. Minimum 24 order shirts. And I didn't make it to the other place. This week I had someone on vacation, so I was subbing for him, so I was working later every day. So I got to get down there to the other place and see what the minimum order is. My brother told me I can get a few shirts, $20 each, but then there's no profit. The other place was $9 a shirt. Of course, that helps. But then I had to order 24. So I'm hoping for somewhere in between that. Maybe in the $100 range or whatever. Even if it was $15 a shirt, at least I'd make something, and then I could put that money back and sell the shirts and redo it. I don't want to break even. So Trump's going to thump. I see some views happening on that. I shared that with a few people. I thank those of you checking that out. I guess I didn't look at the overall total where that's at. Going back to the YouTube channel with No Hope, I did go to the motor shop. The sheet that shows No Hope isn't being shown, and I didn't change how the display is set up. Maybe I should have, because that's really the only way I'm going to get views. I probably should have talked about that. I should have done that. It was hard for me to get there. I guess I could. All right, Brandon, thank you. I guess you got a YouTube profile. Okay. Thanks for that comment, my man. All right. So, anyway, yeah, so basically the mower shop, it was not easy for me to get there, but maybe I can get that thing showing a little more. Complete songs I made, so that's going to happen over time. So that's the update. I don't think I have much else to say about that. I think it was a very effective day, I must say, and I will continue to work away. Yeah, I see some people, so that's the thing. If I'm around people who are interested in what I'm doing, I can tell them about it, and views happen, and that's the case today, so that's cool, and I'm thankful for that. Little by little. So, okay, now I'll reposition myself. All right. So current events came up I was at Sunday school today, and the discussion got around to, since this whole shutdown, pastors being discouraged and stuff, and my brain doesn't work like that. So I let the discussion happen, and I said, well, what are they discouraged about? And I guess it could be any number of things, but I think I had to watch the Winston Churchill, their finest hour. it's a little hard to understand, but I mean, that's kind of the mentality I have. It's just like, this is the opportunity. You're not going to, things aren't comfy and cozy and you're going to go to church like you've always been going to church, but people are looking for a way. They're looking for the truth. They're looking for the life. They know this isn't where it's at. And so that's an opportunity. That's how my mind thinks. It's like, that's not right. Everything that's going on is not right, but people need, in other words, obviously, if you can't congregate behind the four walls, then you would go out. That's the thinking to me. So it was just a natural, and that's all I said. And so, everyone's got a different take on that, but I'm an optimist. I can't help it, and so I just figure if I was in that position, and I'm not, and I can't say what that would be like, but I would want to encourage anybody to be, strengthened and think, yes, this is great. This is an opportunity. So, that's kind of something I was thinking about. And maybe, I'm going to get on to the next song. Maybe that's a good idea for a song. I didn't look up to see if there's a rap song called Their Finest Hour, but might be a nice idea. I might do that. I'm no Winston Churchill. Some people have really studied him. What's Larry Arnn from Hillsdale? I'm not. My dad had a book. It's pretty heavy duty, but my dad would like speeches and things like that. And I looked it over, but maybe my mind wasn't ready for that yet. But it was good for me to watch a little of that today. So let's see. Here's my bag. Okay, so let me do the song. Like I said, I can get on to the next song because I'm kind of done with it. I got a couple verses in, and I can get on to the next one, right? All right, so the song is called I Get to Take the Train, right? And here we go. Yay! I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay! I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay! I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay! I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay! Bus driver got me walking. What you looking at? Sir, no, sir. I wasn't looking at you. I was only trying to come through the area which you was getting much scarier. What's the criteria to be a train rider? Got to be armed on your side, or else risk being harmed by a night rider. Do I look for an alternative mode of transportation, my friend? Or else it'll be, yay, I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. He's got a gun. That's another quote from my writing. Yes, security does actually have a gun, son. I should say son, liable to catch a swift one, blow to the nose. There he goes for the cops' peace. Peace on this train car don't seem to be in the cards. Why they acting so hard? Why can't they just be on an A to B instead of flashes in my head of the cemetery? I guess I did say it was scary, but don't you dare show that you ain't thrilled to say, yay, I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. Yay. I get to take the train. I get to go insane. I get to take the train. So that was about 2.5 minutes. I got to smooth that out. I just wrote that out last week and I couldn't hardly read it. But I think I should be done with that one. Uh-oh. Here's my paper clips. I'm trying to get a little more organized. Okay. Like I said, throughout the week, I come up with ideas for songs, but I refuse to write them down so I can just see what comes to me when I'm back to the rhymes, so I can be more somewhat improvisational. You know, if it's a really, really good one, I'll write it down, but then I can't use it for the show. All right. Now, okay, so should I guess I could, because like I say, I really, 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 really want to see people be optimistic. I mean, if we don't have hope, it's kind of like if you go to church and the leader doesn't have hope. What's going on? It's just the leader, not like the person that just sits in the back or comes once in a while or is a new believer, the actual leader. So I'm just going to write, thinking about that, their finest hour. I like that. Like I said, I'm not someone who studied it, but it just came to me. So I'll just call it that. And I'm guessing there hasn't been a rap song called that. I could be wrong. So we're going to call it their finest hour. And you get these other Churchill speeches. I didn't know if it was going to get into the, we'll never give up, or the, we'll fight wherever we go, that kind of stuff. Those are really rousing. This was a little more chill, but that's got to be the battle cry, All right, so call it their finest hour. So their finest hour. So he's speaking in terms of looking back. He said 1,000 years from now, that was still the moment, So it's and they talk about the greatest generation. People talk, and the other thing I should say. So we're having a discussion with a couple of friends, and they're talking about a lot of Christians falling away because, well, they said that they're of the belief about pre-tribulation, and so if things go really bad and they're still here and God wasn't faithful and that kind of thing. So all these things kind of like people, how deep are people's faith, if you're losing heart in the tough times, where do you turn to? It just doesn't, I can't figure it out in my head, So anyway, and isolation's bad, and I think that's really interesting because, like you think about 9/11, what did people do? They all go to churches. If some tragedy happens, people gather and they come together. This was the opposite. This was like they tell you to stay away from each other, and it's not an exact traumatic event. It's more of a slow burn. But now we're back to church, more or less. There has been a reset somewhat, but their finest hour. So if we say their finest hour, if I say their finest hour, I'm just going to go with this. Finest hour was this very moment. So if I say it like that, was this very moment. Now, of course, we want to live life in the present because that's what we have. Obviously God's in control, but our role in this world is we can control this exact moment. So their finest hour was this very moment. And then I can say, living life the way. Okay, let me see how I'm going to say this. Living life correct, living in the present. Okay. Living in the present. I guess you've heard it said, the reason it's called the present because it's a gift, right? Okay. And it truly is. Okay. Living life correct, living in the present. Now, I was explaining to a brother at church, an older fellow, much older. He's towards the end of his life, I'd say, and he had appreciation for what I'm doing. And I just said, with rap, and then anyone could watch what I'm doing. It's really what I see, and the way the rhymes seem to come together is you either rhyme at the end, you rhyme at the end of the sentence, right? Or if you take a word from the end of the sentence, the beginning of the next sentence, you rhyme with it. It just seems to work that way. All right. So if I say living life correct, living for the present, presented with, and so I'm just going to say like presented. When I was towards in the high school, out of high school, I remember my dad's friend telling me, I said, what did I say? Something about struggle. He says, no, it's not struggle. It's a challenge, right? So presented with the opportunity, so how you work, how you think, right? Presented with this opportunity. You talk about the Eminem song he played at the Super Bowl. It's his I guess most popular song, right? It's definitely hype for that. Presented with this opportunity, this moment, all this stuff, right? Presented with this opportunity to make. Let me try this. To make your presence felt for all eternity. Now, one of the challenges here is it's for God, it's for the kingdom, you got to balance this kind of ego. You're not doing it for you, you're doing it for the kingdom, but it is good to make a positive impact for the kingdom, right? So it's not to bring attention to you, but to direct it to the Lord. But so that's important distinction, right? To make your presence felt for all eternity. This is sounding pretty good. All right. So far I have I said their finest hour was this very moment, living life correct, living in the present, presented with this opportunity to make your presence felt for all eternity. Okay. Make your presence felt for all eternity. I should have that. His kingdom come, right? His will be done. All right. So I don't actually have the Bible, but I have this concordance. Should I use it? His kingdom come, his will be done, right? Okay. So how does it say? Your kingdom come, your will be done. Okay. I'll just say that. Your kingdom come. Your will be done. You gave us the Son. You gave us your Son. All right. What am I saying? Now is not the time. The time. To not stiffen our spine. My let's see. Now is not the time to not stiffen our spine. What am I hearing? I'm being distracted, I must say. All right, so all right. Yeah, I think what it is let's build each other up. I'll be strong for you, you be strong for me. I'm not strong for myself. We're gonna strengthen one another. Okay, so now's not the time to not stiffen our spine, to not lift each other, to not lift one another up. To not. I'm going to look at this real quick. Hold on. I can do this. You talk about the cup runneth over, right? So just happen to have this. To not. I can say that. All right. Now's not the time to not stiffen our spine, to not lift one another up, to not fill one another's cup. Now, this is encouraging one another. So, yeah, I would say, and that was said today, is like the pastors, we got to pray for our leaders and the pastors too. We want to lift them up. And it's hard when, yes, you just, so that's it. We have to have community, right? So there it is. To not lift one another up, to not fill one another's cup. So it can runneth over. It can runneth over. And mow down the devil's schemes. I think I will stop there pretty much. I mean, I got a good verse, and then I will have to have a hook, will I not? But and I don't have enough time to recite this verse. But yeah, I think you see how I didn't rhyme the last line there? That was intentional. Not exactly, but it worked. So sometimes I do that. But until next time, I'll get back to the rhymes. Have a good week.